Assalamu alaikum. You, save this video right now. Here's the truth they're not telling you about Palestine. The Palestinian flag, it dons the colors black, white, green, and red. You may have noticed that these colors aren't unique to the Palestinian flag. Flags like that of Jordan and that of Sudan are virtually the same. Why is that? Well, they represent the Pan-Arab movement. Far from being rooted in local identity, these colors were chosen in 1916 by Arab nationalists during the Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire. You see, the Ottoman Empire was a foreign entity to the Middle East and North Africa, and it once colonized and occupied much of the nations and peoples right here. These Pan-Arab colors were meant to represent the four major Islamic caliphates. Black for the Abbasid Caliphate, who descended directly from the Prophet Muhammad in Saudi Arabia. You know, not Palestine. White for the Umayyad Caliphate, a family that came from Mecca, Saudi Arabia. You know, not Palestine. Green for the Fatimids, originally established in North Africa, and the name was inspired by Fatima, one of the daughters of the Prophet Muhammad, who was from Saudi Arabia. You know, not Palestine. Red for the Hashemites, who are direct descendants of the Prophet Muhammad, and they trace their origins to Mecca and Medina, Saudi Arabia. You know, not Palestine. In the 7th century, Arab armies swept through the Levant, subjugating Christians, Jewish populations, and indigenous groups like the Arameans, the Assyrians, the Phoenicians, and many more to persecution and oppression. This was not a peaceful transition. It was a violent campaign of conquest, marked by the destruction of cities, forced conversions, and cultural erasure. These religious empires were colonial in nature. They replaced local languages with Arabic and replaced local traditions by Arabizing people. While yes, there were periods of calm and periods of tolerance, there were always periods of intolerance and oppression that either followed or preceded them. This is why you see flags of Syria and Egypt and Iraq and several Arabized states donning these colors even today. It is not because these people are Arabs. Inherently, most of them are not. It is because they are Arabized. The colors on the Palestinian flag have nothing to do with the indigenous peoples of the Levant, but they have everything to do with Arab nationalism, a political ideology brought upon by the Ottoman Empire's decline and heavily influenced by European colonial models. Now you might ask, who designed this flag? For starters, it was Sharif Hussein of Mecca, you know, a native of Saudi Arabia, not Palestine. He designed the Arab Revolt flag, which looks like this. Then Mark Sykes, a British man, you know, not a Palestinian, pushed for people to rearrange the colors on these flags arbitrarily, to adopt new nation names and identities under British colonialism, just so they could unify these Arab nations to overthrow the Ottoman Empire. Arabs and Arabized peoples were literally just pawns in the desire for the British to colonize them and their region. It's clear that the Pan-Arab colors and the Palestinian flag have no connection to the indigenous people of this land. From the ancient Jewish kingdoms of Judea and Samaria to the ancient Christian legacy of this land, the Arameans, the Phoenicians, and even pre-Islamic Bedouin tribes, none of these cultures are represented in the colors of the Palestinian flag. If anything, it reminds us peoples of the Middle East of the subjugation of non-Muslims to second-class dhimmi status. These colors are tied to foreign Islamic caliphates that colonized the Levant through violence, and an Arab Islamic narrative that continues till this day. The Levant's history, our history, both Jews and Arabized peoples of Israel, and even self-identifying Palestinians, is older, richer, and far more diverse than these borrowed colors from a faraway land could ever hope to represent. Let's take back our region together.